What's up guys, my name is Kale, and today on the King Games we're going to be talking Black Friday deals. Yes, this video is coming out on Black Friday, but these deals are going to be going throughout the entirety of the weekend, some of them as far as until December 1st, which is Monday. We're going to be covering all the best deals that I could personally find from major retailers like Target, Walmart, Amazon, Dartzone's direct website, and from a retailer that has traditionally never done a Black Friday sale in their entire 10 years of business. And that is Out of Darts. That Out of Darts sale actually dropped today and is the reason I'm making this video. Once I started digging into deals in one avenue, I had to start digging into them all, so here is a collection from multiple retailers and not just Out of Darts. But there is one key detail specifically with Out of Darts that I want to share with you guys that stopped me originally from getting deals, and now I'm going to share it with you so that you guys can take advantage of the deals. Let's get into it. So I am going to take things retailer by retailer, and I'm also going to cover some situations where multiple retailers have the same item. Sometimes they have them all at the same price, but there are little details like coupon codes or other things that you can take advantage of that would stack it towards one retailer over the other, even if their listed sale price is the same. So let's jump right into it with our first retailer. The first retailer we're going to be going over is Dartzone's direct website. Dartzone's direct website, as soon as you go to their homepage, has Black Friday sale in big letters. There's a bunch of different things like percentages off mags, there's spring sets and mods and all sorts of other stuff. And while there are a lot of cool items on here, there are a few items that particularly stick out to me. The first item on that list is going to be this 3-pack of 15 round half-length magazines. The retail price on that is $19.99, so basically $20. But with this discount right here, it's actually only $14. This particular iteration that is on the website is pretty much exactly the same as the Adventure Force ones that you can get at Walmart right now, but there's some key differences. First off, this one, not on sale, comes in a 2-pack with both orange and purple like I have here, and it's $10, which puts the unit price per mag at $5. That is already one of the best deals that you can get. And I thought that this deal was actually going to be unbeatable until this deal right here dropped. At $14 for 3 mags, these mags are exactly the same, and the only major difference is right here. They have the Dartzone label instead of the Adventure Force label like these ones have. So other than that, these are exactly the same mags. And because they come in a 3-pack, the unit price on these is actually under $5. So basically, if you spend $30, you can get 3 packs of these with a mixed loadout, or you can get 2 packs of these for $28 and you can have all 6 of your mags be the same color. The next item is possibly one of the best items on this list in terms of price to performance, and that is going to be the Dartzone Pro Mark III. I think this is an excellent blaster even 3 years later after it was introduced as a good loner and a good introduction blaster into half darts if you're coming from full lengths. This blaster originally retailed for like $130 when it first came out 3 years ago. And although it's not the most premium version, I still think it's competitive with a lot of the offerings and the price point that it's currently being sold at. And because of the code for Black Friday, this thing is only $20. Pair this with 2 packs of the 3-pack mags we just talked about, and you've got yourself a full flywheel loadout for under $50. I do have 2 full videos on this blaster, one on it in its stock performance, and then a second follow-up video modding that blaster. Now, Band Blasters does make a cage for this, which means you can easily get this blaster up to 200 FPS. In fact, this is arguably one of the cheapest and easiest to upgrade blasters to that 200 FPS point. I do have a discount with Band Blasters if you're interested in using that. I do not make anything off of that discount code. I strictly negotiated that for your guys' benefit. If you do want to use that code, I'll put it down on the screen. And even if you don't want to upgrade it, sub $50 for a whole loadout. $20 for a freaking blaster that used to cost $130 just a few years ago. Now, maybe flywheels aren't your thing. That's totally okay. I'm a Springer player mostly myself. But another good deal on Dartzone's website is the Dartzone Max Scar Barrel Pack. So basically it comes with 2 rifling attachments. One B-car, which is a bearing rifling attachment. And then it also comes with a P-car, which is a plastic molded rifling attachment. Normally this retails for $20, but with the code included here below the price, you get 40% off. So I'm going to copy that code, I'm going to add it to cart, and then let's see how much it is. Oh, you know what? It looks like it applied it automatically. I thought you were going to have to do these yourself, but it turns out that it automatically applied that, and it's only $12. Man, that is a good deal. Next up, I wanted to talk about the XShot Plus Venom Pro. This particular version is the UV version. There's 3 versions you can get. We're going to talk about all 3 of them and which retailer is the best retailer to get them from. But for this one, the UV version, this Dart Zone is the only retailer that you can get them from, at least that I know of. And normally it's $70. The standard green one is normally $50, right? So now with this code right here, you get the special edition UV reactive pink and purple for $1 cheaper than the original price of the green one. Now I do have a full review on this blaster. If you do want to check that out, of course I'll link it here or down in the description. Basically, it does 130 FPS out of the box. It has a compartment right here for a battery. That battery is included and you can charge it, but it also can natively take XT30 LiPo batteries. And it runs on the Nightingale mag geometry. Now, this is the most expensive version of this blaster that you can get, at least for now. But there's also a blue one. The blue one normally retails for this $60 US, which is $10 more than the regular version normally retails for. But with the code right here, BF25, this blaster comes in at $37.49. If you're specifically looking for the blue one, then this is a good deal, and this is the best that you can get it from other retailers. We are going to talk about sales from other retailers like Out of Darts just a little bit later in the video, but Out of Darts sells this blaster, and they do not have it on their sale. So this is the best that you can get it. Also worth noting that if you haven't purchased anything from Dart Zone in the past on their website directly, there is a lot of times like this discount code that's hanging out right over here. I personally have, so I can't show you stacking that, but it's always worth trying to stack them. And let me know down in the comments if one of you guys is able to stack that so that everyone else knows that it's stackable. So speaking of the green version, this one normally retailed for $50 pre-tariffs. Now it's $55 post-tariffs, and then for Black Friday it's been discounted to $32.99, so basically $33. All of the same specs, comes with the same stuff, but it's just a different color and the mag is a different color. Same size mags, same amount of mags, same battery, same specs and everything. This is the only retailer, so this is the best deal that you can get on this. And between all 3 versions, this is also the lowest price period if you don't care about what color. Next up, we're going to talk about a dart refill. Now, the dart refill is specifically for N1. If you have been a longtime viewer of the channel, you'll know I am not personally a fan of N1, right? I haven't really reviewed any of the N1 blasters. I have talked about them in some videos, but I'm not doing dedicated reviews for them. One thing to note specifically with N1 darts is that at least up until now, there is no third-party manufacturer for them, right? So if you're using N1 blasters, you need to get genuine N1 darts made by Nerf from a legitimate retailer in order to have refills. Not like with half darts where there are third-party manufacturers like Worker or Rival Rounds where there's like headshot ammo and the other various ones, or like Adventure Force makes their own version of rival ammo. That's not a thing for N1 darts. So anytime you can get a discount, if you are an N1 dart lover, this is one of those times where you can actually get some kind of discount on those darts. 80 darts for $12.59. You save yourself $5.40 on a refill. This sale does end tomorrow, but again, there are some discounts that you can stack with Target. Specifically in-app, there is a discount. I believe the minimum requirement is $75, but I'll correct it on screen if it's different. But if you spend $75, they give you a $10 discount. Not that you're going to use it all on N1 darts, but you could. Moving on to another blaster, Dart Zone coming in swinging again with a discount on the Max Striker 2.0. Just like most of these blasters, I do have a review on it. You can check it out over here, or there's probably a link in the description if there's not a card right here. But The highlights of this blaster are it hits just under 200 FPS. It does come with a rifling attachment, the same plastic P card that we talked about in that scar pack from Dart Zone, but it does not come with a bearing scar. And the unique thing about this is it has an interchangeable drum mag. So it has this drum mag right here, but it also pops out, and then there's a mag adapter that you can get. And then this mag adapter allows you to take half dart mags, like standard half dart mags. This is another situation where I think it was originally $50, then post tariff it's $55, and then discounted to $32.99. But still a great deal, still a good entry level, high performance blaster that hits in that sub 200 category. This is definitely primary gift territory. Like, this could be a big gift, but at a good price, or just like you replacing your actual primary. Okay, keeping up with what Dart Zone's got going on at Target, this one isn't specifically discounted for Black Friday, but I thought it was worth mentioning. The reason is because this is the cheapest way to get this blaster. You can get the Solo on Dart Zone's website, and you can get it at a discount, like that 10% off stackable coupon and or other discounts. But this one right here, at least at the time of this video, is still cheaper without a discount for the exact same blaster, even with no discount. Plus, this would make an excellent stocking stuffer in combination with one of those other ones that we talked about. Namely, this actually would be a pretty good gift to add to the XShot piston pump blaster, which we're going to talk about the discount on that one from Target in just a second. But the reason why this one in particular is a good option for that is because you can actually use this as a donor barrel. You can take the barrel out of this blaster, put it in the XShot piston pump, which normally hits about 160 to 170 FPS out of the box, and bring it down to 130 FPS HVZ cap with just that and a rifling attachment. Also, if you happen to be taking advantage of the 10 off 75 or whatever that coupon is that Target is offering through the Target app, so if you're at around $65 in your cart, you might want to add this because it's basically free. Like I mentioned, we're going to get to the piston pump. The piston pump is available from multiple retailers. This is a very popular blaster this year. I did do a reaction video to the news of this blaster coming out, and that was by far my most controversial video. I haven't officially released my review of it yet. I actually just wrapped up testing of this one, so if you want to see what me, a pro player, thinks of this supposedly pro blaster, now that I've had my hands on it, played with it in games, and done a ton of different testing, modding, all that good stuff, then make sure you mag dump that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss when that video comes out. I am currently editing that one. That being said, some of the things I can say about it right now are that it has been very popular. It comes with a rifling attachment. It is Talon geometry, so you can use the Dart Zone mags that we talked about earlier if you want to stack this with those or some mags that we'll talk about later in the video. It has a barrel collet, so you can actually change out your barrels without any modding. At the price it came in at sub $100 for an automatic electric blaster, it already was a damn good deal. But now at its discounted price of $47.99, it is a steal. This is definitely primary gift category. That being said, this blaster is also available from Walmart, and this is a situation where Target beats Walmart for the same blaster. They both have a discount. This one, it's $60 for that XShot piston pump, but same blaster, same packaging, no difference in anything, and the piston pump is cheaper, just straight up from Target. One thing else is if you happen to have a Target Red card, you get 5% off of purchases as well. So that I know for sure you can stack with other discounts. Another couple home run discounts that we've got at Target for XShot blasters is the smoking barrel. This is a gimmick blaster, right? So it has like a smoking barrel, and that is a fun gimmick, right? Especially for like younger kids. It also is a chain fed blaster, which is already like just like a fun factor thing. And this is definitely primary gift category, right? In terms of its overall size and everything, and its function and how many darts it comes with, like frickin' 72 darts. And it's one of the cheapest blasters on this list. Normally it comes in at $24, but it's discounted to $14.39 for the weekend. In the same vein of chain-fed blasters, we also have the motorized Ragefire from the same line. These blasters are from the Insanity line, so they can be combined with other blasters of this same line using like these little connectors. So even if you get one of them, there's still a reason to get another one of them or a different one of them. This one is also chain fed, which has its own fun factor. Also comes with a tripod here, which, I mean, the tripod itself is kind of flimsy, but it is still a fun, cool factor. And I think this blaster right here is a blaster that most of us would have wanted as kids. This is probably a blaster that you would want as a main Christmas gift. And it's also on a good sale right now. This blaster retailed for $40 originally, but it is on sale for $24 basically. This is pretty much the exact same price I remember from last year's Black Friday, but a good deal repeated is still a good deal. Now, in terms of primary gifts that are a good deal, we can't just not talk about the XShot Pro long shot. This blaster has been through multiple iterations since its introduction, which I have one of the original ones right there on the wall. But now there's like 4 different colorways. This blaster is one of the only ones that's come out in the Pro line with multiple like skins, even though they're all probably technically skins blasters. But all of the other ones, the Pro Fury X and the motorized piston pump, which we just talked about, all came in this color scheme. So this is like the primary color scheme for XShot Pro, at least right now. That being said, this particular colorway is on sale. I didn't see the other colorways on sale, and this is the same price across multiple retailers. So if we go over to Amazon, it is the same price on Amazon as it is on Target's website. So, and then if you go to like other, if you look at other skins, and I did look at all the other skins, by the way, there are 2 other ones, the anime girl one and then the red one right there. All of them are at that like $39.99 price on Amazon. And then I didn't see anywhere else where it was a discount. For Target, it's the same price. So if you can stack a coupon with this one, then go with Target. If you need 2-day shipping, go with Amazon. I'll leave a link down in the description, and you can just choose whichever retailer works best for you, because again, they're the same price. Speaking of the last blaster in the Pro line from XShot, we have the Fury X. Now, this blaster is arguably like a secondary blaster and not necessarily a primary, but you could definitely kit it out to be a primary, and that's one of the things that I think is so cool about it. Now, I never did a full-length review on this one, but I did do a versus video where I did an in-depth comparison between this and the Aeon Pro X, and I will say that I covered so much in that video, I didn't feel a need to actually give it its own review, but this is a pretty decent blaster, and if you're looking for slam fire, this is probably one of the cheapest ones that does it reliably. Now, to the price, it is normally $15. With the discount, it is $10.49. I don't even know how they made the blaster only $15 with a metal barrel and, you know, all the things it comes with, like 40 darts. To have it on $10, this is another steal. Now, the next item is going to be the XShot Foam Sword. This is a melee weapon, so basically it's a foam sword for you to smack people with. I will say that this already, at its normal price, was the cheapest, like, melee weapon you could get at like $4, but now it's only $2.79. I mean, even if you don't need one, even if you kind of don't want one, they're practically giving them away. Definitely cop this. I will say a caveat to this, just like I mentioned in that previous video on melee weapons, this top part is plastic, so be careful the age group that you give this to, because, you know, they might grab the wrong end and then smack each other with hard plastic. And that is the only downside I really even see to this particular item. And oh, and it also comes in multiple styles. You've got the ninja sword variant down here, the pirate sword variant here, and then of course you've got this like medieval knight variant. Next up, I want to talk about the items from Amazon. There's going to be a few oddball picks on here that you wouldn't really think of, but I wanted to pick things that you guys will actually use, you'll actually like. So there's some loadout items in here and even a piece of cover. First up, we have the XShot Skins Flux Blaster. So this blaster has like a Jurassic World tie-in, and actually, I didn't even know this was like a thing until I was looking for Black Friday deals for this video. The cool thing about this Flux Blaster, which this is the same blaster in that 2-pack, is that when you pull the trigger, it has like a moving slide. That is such a cool like touch. And you can get it in a 2-pack with this Jurassic World like skin for only $9.84. This is actually a Black Friday sale from its original price of $14. So you are saving like $4-ish, almost $5. Similar to that blaster, but not the same, is the Menace by XShot from the Skins line as well. This one right here is actually a Demon Slayer tie-in. I actually have a single blaster of this, and that normally retailed for $4 at Target when you can find them, but you have to sift through different menaces to find them. 2 of these on sale only cost $1 more than what a single menace costs. Can't beat that for a stocking stuffer. So next up, we got to talk about a blaster that also kind of was controversial, and that is the Strife X. This blaster, when it originally came out on 2 years ago-ish, it was $120. And some of the things that really make this a good blaster are the fact that it has an included LiPo. So this right here is an enclosed LiPo that you can charge with USB-C. It shoots about 150 to 160 out of the box. It is Talon mag compatible, and also it's a little slice of history. This is the first ever acknowledgement that we got of half darts from the mothership, Nerf Pro. It's arguably also the best of the 3 available Nerf blasters from the Pro line. This is not available from any other retailer. This is an Amazon exclusive, just like it says right here. It's an Amazon exclusive. Right now, it's been fluctuating quite a bit in price. I saw it literally a couple hours ago for $47. It says typical prices like this $56.96, but in reality, it's fluctuated around $50 to $60 all of the month of November, and then a few hours ago, it was $47, and now it's $50. If you see this at $50 or less, grab that deal immediately, because it's probably only going to go up from there. In terms of video coverage on this, I did do a full review and a versus video on this blaster, so I pitted it against the Maxim Pro. Both of those videos can be checked out in the versus playlist on the channel. I will say that you can kit it out with some items from Out of Darts or other retailers who offer parts for this Strife, the regular Strife, but not all of them are compatible, so do be careful about that part. But yeah, with some modification or even no modification, there are parts that will work for it. One area that I feel like people don't really talk about in terms of gifts and or just purchases to be made to make your Nerf experience better is cover. So cover is pieces that you can hide behind. This kind of cover right here, these pop-up changing tents, is one of the most common and easily accessible types of cover that you can get. For absolute cheapest ones that I could find, this one is still 6 feet tall and is at $27.99. The way that this is also rolled up, it makes for a good like little target practice too. So if you do only get one of them, you can set it up, 10, 20, 30 feet, however far away, and then you can shoot into it, and all of the darts will be contained inside of this little area right here. If you are going to get more of them, like 2, 4, 10 of them to start your own games, then this discount will actually make a huge difference. From $40 all the way down to $28, you're saving about $12 per unit. Now, I haven't used this exact one, so I do want to talk about another option. Slightly less of a good discount, but one that I can confirm is actually quality because I've used these at games before, is these pop-up pods right here. So by Gigatent. The discount on this one is $30.49, but still a pretty good discount and still roughly calculates to that roughly 25% off. This is the kind of stuff that I just don't really see a lot of channels talking about that can really elevate your nerfing experiences, having something to hide behind and structuring a map and other stuff like that. Now, there are 2 more items on Amazon before we cover the Out of Dart sale, which is the part I'm probably the most excited to cover. Okay, so the next item here is going to be a bit of a safety item. This is something that's kind of like on the more boring side, right? It's not as exciting as having darts or new mags or new blasters or anything, but this is something that is 1, a good deal, and 2, a necessity for any electronic blaster that is LiPo powered. If you're using LiPos for your electronic blasters, rather that be an AEB or that's a flywheeler, you should be charging it in a LiPo bag. The price on this is normally $15, but for Black Friday, it's $11.84. So you're saving yourself roughly $3-ish. The dimensions on this are a little bigger than 8 by 6 by 5 inches. And this one is actually bigger than the one I currently have. Because it's bigger and it can store a lot of these batteries in here, it has a little port on the side, which allows you to stick the lead of the battery out to plug it into the charger. Now, if you look on here, it also comes with a strap and has a strap loop. So you can carry this either through this top handle or over your shoulder. Now, if this size isn't big enough for you, you have a lot of LiPos and you're looking to upgrade, or that silver color of the material that most LiPo bags is made of just isn't your vibe, they do make a larger one that is black that is also on sale. It still has that little port situation to where you can charge the battery in there and then leave the leads out, and your battery charger doesn't have to be inside with it, because your charger would get really hot if it was inside the bag with it, so don't do that. Original price on that was $27, but it's been discounted by about $9, and now it's only $18.89. Last but not least, on Amazon, I wanted to cover at least one piece of gear that actually holds some of the items that we talked about, like mags or darts or extra rifling attachments or whatever. And in this case, one of the most universal items, which is also on sale, is this dump pouch. So dump pouches are a very versatile piece of kit that you can hook onto your MOLLE belt. You can actually hook this onto a regular belt. I have this exact one, but in black. And it does come in a couple different colors. And the cheapest ones are this coyote brown and this gray one right here. Okay, the last retailer we're going to talk about is the one I'm most excited to talk about, and that is Out of Dart's Black Friday sale. Out of Dart's has never done a Black Friday sale before. They've been in business for about 10 years, and they've never done this. So I'm excited to go over some of these options with you, some of the things that are on sale, pick out my favorites, and then also tell you the key details in how you can actually take advantage of this. Because when I first looked at the sale, I missed a key detail, and I was starting to think that the sale either wasn't live when it said it was, or that it was just a collection of items that were already discounted and then they slapped a Black Friday label on it. I'm glad to say that my initial impressions were wrong. There are sales, you just have to actually add the item to the cart. So if you click on the item, you'll see that there's no discount on there. And you might think what I first thought, which is, oh, they're just telling me that I can get a discount if I get one of the misprinted ones, or I get one of the refurbished ones, which again, that's not a bad deal, but it's not a good Black Friday deal. But then I realized that if I add it to my cart, as you can see, the brand new one is in fact discounted. And in this case, it's heavily discounted. This tactical unicorn is discounted to the same price basically as the base unicorn. So all of the upgrades that come with it are basically free. I'm honestly floored by that deal. I do have a complete guide on both this blaster and the base unicorn. You can find both of those on the channel. I guarantee you they're more jam-packed than any other review on this platform on YouTube. There are some other items that I want to talk about, and the next one that I think is an insanely good deal is the HC Diana. So this blaster is already discounted on sale for the 2023 edition. The only real difference between the 2023 and the 2025 that I've been able to find is this little nub here and some of the colorways that are available. Other than that, I couldn't really find any noticeable differences in terms of performance. If you're okay with a pink gray or a clear version, there is a discount on both of them. And this price is not the discounted price for the sale. This is the normal price before the sale. After the discount on the pink gray one, it's actually $158.93. There is a mod coming out from one of my friends where they're designing a bullpup conversion for the Diana. And if you were looking for a donor blaster to create that kit, I don't think that there's a better price you're gonna find except for maybe a used one. If you actually want to get the clear version, which is exactly what I have, then you can still get a pretty good discount for it. Instead of that $206.97 we saw on the site, once you add it to your cart, it's $175.93. You can get discounts on the XYL mags, which unfortunately they're out of my personal favorite of this type of mag, which is the glow-in-the-dark translucent blue. But they still have the glow-in-the-dark green one and the translucent black one. If you're looking for a glow-in-the-dark mag, there's only two real options. XYL mags right here, in one of the two glow-in-the-dark variants, or the Worker mag. The Worker straight mag has a glow-in-the-dark variant, which is just like a plain glow-in-the-dark. But yeah, if you're looking for that, then there's only two options, and both of them are on discount. It's normally $749 for this one, and if we scroll down, it is $675 a mag, making this the second cheapest mag that you can get, aside from those Dart Zone ones that we talked about earlier. The infamous Coda mags are also going to be on sale. I actually use Coda mags all the time. They are custom dyeable. If you get the translucent one, then you'll get more of this, again, translucent effect where you can kind of see through it. Not transparent, but translucent. Here you can see what I was talking about earlier, where for a lot of the mag options, normally Out of Darts is running a quantity discount. So 6 or more, you get 10% off. By 12 or more, you get 15% off. Now, if you want less than 6, that Black Friday discount is going to come in very handy. As you can see here, doesn't matter which variant you get, you're going to get $2 off per mag. So if you throw in 5 mags, which is not eligible for the quantity discount normally, right now for Black Friday, you can save yourself about $10. Again, this discount is across all mags, even the new ones, even pre-ordered ones. But this is not a pre-order, but for the Lightning, they have these like Nightingale-esque mags. So if you want to get these mags, I literally just ordered like 5 or 6 of these. And again, these ones are ones that do not have a quantity discount. So I just figured I'd order as many as, it doesn't matter how many I order because I don't get a discount. But for Black Friday, you're going to save yourself, 10%, which brings these down from $14 to $12.60. So you're saving over $1 a mag. And that adds up. Had I bought them during the sale, I would have paid $63 instead of $70 for the same amount of mags. So I would have saved myself $7. And in this economy, every penny counts. Now there are a few other ones that I wanted to pick out real quick, and that is the variants of the Nightingale. So there's 4 variants in my cart right now. They're a little limited on the 1.0 selection of colors. These are the only 2 available colors that I found through the sale that are actually in stock right now. But you can get yourself a low-powered black and orange one for $48 instead of $60. You can get the 120 FPS high-power version in this teal and orange colorway for $64 instead of $80. And then for the Nightingale 2.0, they do have most of the colorways available because it's a newer blaster, but you can get the full auto version for $76 instead of $95, or you can get the semi-auto for $68 instead of $85. And there's a bunch of other items. All you have to do is click the banner at the top of any page right now, and you can scroll through all the other ones. There are other good deals on there, but these were just my personal favorites. Let me know down in the comments what your favorites were. Also, in terms of mags, I know that there are a lot of different elements of mags, how many darts they carry, what materials they're made of, are they dyeable, does it come in a glow-in-the-dark version, and there's a bunch of other stuff that you need to know for mags. So I am working on a complete buyer's guide for mags, specifically a half dart edition. If that is something you want, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Okay, as a thank you for staying all the way to the end of this video, I have a bonus item for you. And that bonus item is this Blitz right here. Specifically this Blitz. And the reason it's a bonus item is because there is only one of these available. So whoever scoops this deal, let us know down in the comments. This is a used Blitz, so this is a customer return. Put Loki's, which is what's in that used one, and what's in mine, and you do the fully assembled like that one is, you'll see that it's $160, just like they claim. $160 discounted to $127. But once you add it to your cart, you'll see that it's actually discounted to $108.78. So it costs less to get this fully assembled and spec'd out Blitz than it does to just buy the hardware kit and printed parts. And you do not have to worry ordering a used product from Out of Darts, because if there is anything wrong with it, I can say for certainty that Out of Darts has the best customer service in this hobby. Point blank. So yeah, you can 100% buy with confidence on this one. And like I said, whoever scoops up this deal, let me know down in the comments, because if I didn't already have a Blitz, I would immediately be scooping this. Speaking of the Blitz, if you want to see my review on the Blitz and the Freerunner, its non-solenoid counterpart, then check this video out over here. And if you want to see another video kind of like this, where I go over holiday deals from previous years, then you can check this playlist out over here. But as for this video, that's all I have for you today. So until next time on The King of Games, have a blast.